Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about the layout grids. Basically, layout grids will help us to design precisely so we can understand where exactly our objects should be placed or how you could place your objects in different screen sizes. So in order to add a layout grid, you can head over to the properties panel or inspector, and right in the middle, you can see the layout grid section. And I'm going to click on this plus button like this. And in the advanced setting, you can set the size. For example, I can set it to 8 if I'm going to use it for designing mobile applications. And I can set it to 10 if I'm designing a web page. You can also modify the color like this and the opacity, of course. If you want to change the type of your layout grid, you can easily head over to this drop menu. And as you can see, we have 3 different options. The first one is grid, and this is what you can see here. The second one is columns, and in this case you have more options to modify. For instance, you have count, so it means the number of your columns that you want to use. If you are designing a web page, you can set it to 12. It's the most famous layout grid for designing a web page. Then you have type, width, and margin. The width is disabled because we are using the stretch type. So it basically means that it stretches all the 12 columns across our artboard. So if I change it to center, you can see that the width will be enabled. So I can easily set the width to 30 or even 60 like this, and it's centered, okay? The gutter amount is the space between columns and rows. And here you can set it to right, you can set it to left, and stretch. So when should you use center? For instance, if you're designing a web page for an ultra wide screen, you can use this center option. You can also change it to rows, as you can see. The next important point that I'm going to mention is that layout grids do not depend on the dimension of your artboard. So it means that if I try to resize this artboard like this, you can see that your layout grid will be intact. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, we're going to be talking about the pen and pencil tool in Figma. So if I open up this drop menu right at the top, you can see that we have 2 different tools. The first one is called the pen tool. So let's select that. What exactly can you use this tool for? For instance, sometimes you might need to create a curve line, okay? You can create a node by clicking on this artboard, and then you can create another node and hold and drag like this, okay? But there are times that you might need the pen tool for creating an icon. So let me show you how you can use it for creating an icon. Suppose that we want to design a shopping bag icon, okay? So I'm going to choose the pen tool. Let's create a node or point. I'm going to hold down shift on my keyboard. Then let's create another node. Once again, hold down the shift key on my keyboard like this. Perfect. Now we have 4 different nodes here that are connected together. Then let's add another node here like this. I'm going to hold down shift, click and drag like this. And let's connect it to our shopping bag. Pretty good. Then I'm going to choose the move tool, drag and select these 3 nodes, and I'm going to move it to the right side using the right arrow key on my keyboard like this. Okay. After that, I'm going to select this node. Let me zoom in. I'm going to select it, hold down shift and select these 3 nodes as well. Then I'm going to increase the corner radius in order to make it rounded. Fantastic, pretty good. And now let's select all nodes, and I'm going to increase its thickness to 10. There we go. It's amazing, isn't it? Let's change it a little bit. So I'm gonna double click on that in order to enter to the edit mode. And then let's select this bottom right node, click and drag it to the right side like this. And for this one as well, click and drag it to the left side. You can hold down shift on your keyboard as well. Now it looks amazing, isn't it? But how can we use the pencil tool in our design? As a matter of fact, it's not that useful, but for instance, if you want to create a shape freely, you can use the pencil tool, or if you want to create a signature. So let me choose this, and I'm gonna write hello. There we go. As you can see, it's a little bit choppy, but I have good news for you. If you want to edit it, you have access to all nodes. So I'm going to double click on this line. And as you can see, I can edit all nodes as I want. So you can easily modify these nodes as you wish. Okay. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next video. So see you then. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video of this module. In this video, we're going to be talking about the frame and slice tools in Figma. So as you can see here, I have an artboard, and in order to create an artboard in Figma, you can press A on your keyboard, and then on your right, you can choose the artboard you want to use. For instance, I can choose from the phone drop menu. Let's choose iPhone 11 Pro. And as you can see, I've just added an artboard, okay? As a matter of fact, all these artboards on your right are frames, okay? And if you look at its icon in the layers list, you can see that it's indicated with the frame icon. But how can you use this frame tool in your design process? As you can see here, I have a tic-tac-toe game, okay? Suppose that I want to nest these elements underneath another frame in order to add some constraints to it, okay? Or if later on you want to create a prototype of your project, it's gonna be so useful. So I'm gonna choose the frame tool from this drop menu, and then I can easily drag and drop like this. There we go. Now I just automatically nested this group 4, which is this group, underneath the frame 1 that I just created. If you want to create a frame that fits the content inside your frame, you can use this little icon, resize to fit, like this. And then you can easily control your frame like this. And sometimes if you want to create a custom artboard that doesn't exist in artboards, on the right side, you can easily choose the frame tool and you can drag and drop it like this. There we go. We've just created a custom artboard for our project with this dimension. Fantastic. Now let's talk about the slice tool. Suppose that you want to export a part of this design, okay? But you don't want to just go ahead and select, for example, this group. Using the slice tool, you can choose it from this drop menu. I can easily go ahead and drag and drop like this. And as you can see, I've just created a slice. Then I can add export setting to it like this. I can choose my desired format and I can export it. Let me create another slice like this and I'm gonna export it. All right, here it is. This is the slice that we've just created and exported. So using the slice tool, we can just easily select any part of our design and we can simply export it. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next video. So see you then. Hi everyone and welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about plugins in Figma. Actually, plugins are third-party scripts or applications that extend the functionality of another application. So in order to do something quickly or even magically, you can use plugins in your project. Now I'm going to show you how you can find them, how you can install them, uninstall them, and finally how you can use them. So let's go to plugins right under recent section in your dashboard. And this window is divided into 3 different sections: featured plugins, popular, and installed. Okay, in the featured plugins section you can find all the featured plugins by Figma. As you can see here, we have Simply Handoff, we have Vectory 3D, which we will learn about in the 3D modeling section of this course. We have Master, Arrow Auto, Clean Document, etc. There are countless plugins out there that you can use in your project. However, now I'm going to show you the most important and the most popular plugins, and we are going to learn how to use them. So as you can see in the popular section, we have these plugins, okay? The first one is called Unsplash, which is so useful. So if I click on that, you could see the description here. You can insert beautiful images from Unsplash straight into your designs, Okay, it's a great plugin and also it's a great website. You could use royalty-free images from this website. So in order to install a plugin, you could click on this button and that's all, it's installed. And if you want to uninstall a plugin, you can again click on that and it's done. Pretty cool. You could get all the information about this plugin here. You can click on see all. You can learn about each different version. So let's go back to plugins. And here, as you can see, you have Unsplash in the install section. Then we have Content Reel. It's another good plugin that gives you randomized data in order for you to design everything with real data. So I'm gonna install it as well. Then we have charts. You can create different charts. We don't need that for now. You have Map Maker, which is so cool. You can easily write your address in this text field and it creates you a Google Maps screen or even a Mapbox screen. So let's install it as well. We have Isometric. It's so cool. I'm gonna install it. We have Vectory 3D. Let's install it as well because we have a complete section about 3D modeling in this course. So you could use 3D models in your design. Then you have Rename It and Themer. I'm not gonna install them now. Now let's click on Browse All Plugins. And here I'm gonna look for a plugin called Brand Fetch. There we go. It's the second one. I'm gonna install it as well. Let's look for Palette. Here we go. And that's all for now. As a matter of fact, you can go ahead and install all of them. However, in my opinion, it's better to go and check their description out, get some information that how these plugins work, and then you could decide which one is suitable for your project. So now let's create a new file. And I'm gonna press A to add an artboard. I'm gonna choose MacBook Pro. Then let's create a rectangle here. I'm gonna increase the corner radius to make it nice. Now once my object is selected, I can head over to the menu section and here I can open up plugins and I have all my plugins ready here. So for now I'm gonna choose Unsplash, and keep in mind that you can use only one plugin at a time, so you cannot use 2 or more plugins at the same time. So now we have Unsplash plugin opened and you can easily click on Insert Random and there we go, you can get a random picture immediately. It's pretty cool. You can also choose these presets, for example minimal or nature, colorful. That's pretty cool. Of course you can search as well. For example, let's write portrait and there we go. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? So you can easily choose one. Fantastic. So can you see how amazing and powerful these plugins are? So now I can create a text. Let's write name. I'm gonna increase the size to 40 and then let's go to plugin section and I'm gonna select Content Reel. So now as you can see, you have different options in this plugin. For instance, you have text, you have avatars, you have icons. So first of all, let's try out this text option. As you can see, I have selected my name text layer and I'm gonna click on this names and there we go. You have a random name. If I click once again, you can see that I can get random names here. If I click on these dots, you can define some settings. For example, you can set whether you want a US English name, French, Spanish. So if I choose French, you can click on apply and there we go. You can even change the sex. For example, here we have male or female. You can specify whether you want only first name or last name like this. And you could see the preview of your defined settings here. Pretty awesome. Now if you want to get a phone number, you could click on phone. There we go. If you want to get an address, you could click on address and here is your address. You could get numbers, you could get date and time like this. Surprisingly, you can also generate some lorem ipsum content like this. You can get email addresses and some URLs like this. Now let's try the avatars section and icons. So first we need to create a circle and then I'm gonna click on avatars and here I can use male, female, male and female. So I'm gonna choose female. There we go. It's pretty good, isn't it? So if I duplicate this circle multiple times and I select all of them and I click on male and female, you could see that I got different pictures for each circle, which is pretty amazing. And if you want to use icons, First, you need to download some fonts because these are not PNG icons, okay, that you could use easily. First, you need to download some special fonts and then you could use these icons. Alright, now let's try the map maker. First, I need to make sure whether I install it or not. It seems that I forgot to install it. So let's click on manage plugins and let's browse all plugins. And I'm gonna look for map maker. Let's install it. And I'm gonna go to plugins and there we go. So here, let's insert an address. I don't know, let's write Harrison. And there we go. You could be more specific, you could add some numbers. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, I think it's enough. You could also decide whether you wanna get a Google Maps screen or a map box, okay? Like this. You can also modify some properties here. For example, you can change the map type from roadmap to satellite to hybrid. You could also change the zoom level. For example, I'm gonna modify it to 16 like this. And you can also add a marker, for example, this one. That's pretty awesome. And the next plugin that we are going to talk about is brand fetch. Okay, there are times that you may need to get a logo from a website and it's time consuming to go just search for that logo, save it, and then insert it to Figma. Instead of that, you could use this plugin. So suppose that we want to get the Apple's logo. If I just write their domain name, like their website, apple.com, and I click on get logo, you could see the Apple logo immediately. And I can scale it. I can scale it down. So let's try another logo as well. Brand fetch. Let's write figma.com. And there we go. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? And the next plugin we're going to talk about is the palette. So if you want to create some great color palette, but you don't know how to choose your colors, this plugin lets you create amazing color palettes in a second. As you can see, you can change it from standard to user interface like this. You can refresh it. You can choose a photo in order to get some colors from that. You can save it, and there we go. You have your color palette ready to use, and you can get the hex color code right over there. It's pretty fantastic. Alright guys, in this video you have learned how to install plugins, how to uninstall that, how you can use that in your projects. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you in the next video. Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about importing files into Figma. In order to import any file, such as your project, or it could be a UI kit, or even a sketch file, you can use this import icon right at the top of your Figma dashboard, okay? So make sure to open up this page whenever you want to import a file, okay? If you are inside a project, such as this tic-tac-toe project, you cannot drag and drop your project here, okay? But if you are in your dashboard, you can easily drag and drop your Figma file into Figma like this. There we go. Now our file is imported successfully. You can even import a sketch file or a UI kit, okay? Throughout this course, you will get access to the Figma file of our final projects. So you can download them from the resources section and you can easily import them by dragging and dropping them. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you in the next video. Hi everyone and welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about exporting your files. As a UI UX designer, you need to know how to export your files properly in order to hand them over to your developer or to your client. So suppose that we want to export these images. In order to do that, first of all, you can select one object, and then in the properties section, you have the export section. If I click on this plus icon, you can see that you can modify these settings. As you can see, by default, it's set to 1x. What does that mean? It means that if you export it as it is, you will get the same dimension of your file. However, if you are designing this for an application which requires you to have different file size, you can open up this drop menu and you can set it to 2x or 3x. Okay, you can also write the suffix here and then you can specify the format. For example, you can set it to PNG, JPG, SVG and PDF. And then you can preview it, and finally you can click on export And there we go. You can easily set a name and click on save. However, if you don't want to export your files and you want to just share this project with your teammates or with your client, you can head over to the toolbar section and click on this blue button, which is called share. And here you can invite someone to view this project or to edit this project. It's totally up to you. You can also copy the link and send it to someone else, okay? If you want to present this project on your website, you can click on Get Embed Code and you will get an iframe code which you can grab and copy and paste it in your HTML file, and you will get this project live on your website. So if you make any changes here, it will apply to your website as well. So it's pretty amazing. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about prototyping in Figma. As a UI UX designer, it is crucial to know about prototyping, and it's so important to master this topic, because no matter how beautiful and how amazing your designs are, at the end of the day, if you cannot present it in an amazing way, your hard work doesn't pay off. So you need to master this topic. And because of this reason, we have a complete section about prototyping in this course. So in this video, I'm going to show you how prototyping works, and I want to make you familiar with the concept. So without further ado, let's get started by adding two artboards. So I'm going to press A on my keyboard, and let's choose iPhone 11 Pro or X. Then I'm going to duplicate that because we need two different artboards. And let's add a rectangle to this first artboard like this. I'm gonna increase the corner radius to 40. Pretty good. Let me align it to the center, and then I'm gonna choose a picture from our assets file. For instance, let's choose this one in cards folder number 2. I'm gonna open it and let's put it here. Pretty awesome. Then on the second artboard, let's create another rectangle. Pretty good. It should fit your artboard, and then I'm gonna place the same image here. Fantastic. So now it's time to add interactions to our design. So let me rename it in order to refer to that easily. So I'm gonna change the name to home and the second one to detail. Pretty good. Actually, if the user clicks on this image in our home artboard, our detail artboard should be presented in a second, okay? And then we need to animate it. So first of all, in the properties section, you can select prototype from these 3 tabs like this. Then you need to select your object. As you can see, my image is selected already. And as you can see, a circle appears here. So if I click on that and hold my mouse like this, I can easily connect it to the next artboard. Let's drop it. And there we go. Now our artboards are connected. Okay, and if I want to remove this connection, I can drag and drop it in the canvas like this. Once you created your first connection, a small blue square will appear at the top left corner of your first artboard. And it means that your prototype starts from this artboard. If you want to change it, you can easily click on that, drag it, and drop it here like this. So now that we have created our interaction, let's preview it for a second. If I go to the toolbar and click on this preview button, I can see my artboards here. And if I click anywhere in my artboard like this, you can see that it shows me that there is an interaction for this image. So this blue box is a hotspot. Now if I click on that, you can see that my second artboard appears immediately. Okay, however, we don't have any animation here. So let's go back to our project file, and in the prototype section, you have interaction section, you have animation. Okay, here you can choose the type of interaction. For instance, we have on tap, on drag, while hovering, while pressing, mouse enter, etc. We are not going to dive into these details right now because we will cover it in the prototyping section of this course. You have also the destination here, navigate to, open overlay, sub with, back, close overlay, and open URL. And here is your destination. Then we have the animation section as well. As you can see, it's set to instant by default. So if I open up this drop menu, I have plenty of options. I have Smart Animate, which is a new feature. We have Move In, Move Out, Push, Slide In, and Slide Out. So now I'm going to choose Smart Animate, and here we have advanced options. For instance, I can choose Ease In, Ease Out, Ease In and Out, and Linear. These are related to animation stuff. We will cover it in the advanced section. And here you have the time. For instance, I can set it to 400 milliseconds like this. You can also open up the prototype setting here. It is related to this window. You can modify, for example, the background to white like this as you wish. You can change the model of your iPhone. For example, here it's set to gold. I can choose midnight green like this. Fantastic. Now let's check it out once again. I'm gonna go to the first page, and now let's click on our image. There we go. It is fantastic, isn't it? If you want to start over, you can click on this button, restart, and then you can check it out once again. So now let's go back to our project file, and here, as you can see, the name of our rectangles in these two artboards are different. So let's make them the same. So I'm gonna change it to image, and this one image as well. So what do you think is gonna happen? Let's check it out. I'm gonna go to prototyping. Let's restart that. And once again, I'm gonna click on that. Fantastic. Did you see the difference here? So with the help of Smart Animate, you could create these kind of animation and prototyping easily in Figma, which is pretty amazing. And we are going to dive into more complex animations and more complex prototyping in the prototyping section of this course. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about multiplayer and commenting, okay? As a matter of fact, Figma has powerful features in order to make the collaboration of designers easy. So as I already mentioned, you can easily share your project with this blue button. So if I click on that, as you can see, I already invited one person, and I defined the setting that he can edit this project. And then he received an email from Figma. He accepted that, and from now on, he can collaborate with me in order to edit this project, okay? So as you can see in the toolbar, there are two people viewing this project. The first one is me. The second one is this person, which is also me in this tutorial. So now I'm going to show you how you can use that. Let me switch to this UI design account. There we go. Suppose that I choose this layer, okay? If I go back to my main account, you can see that it has been selected already, okay? By who? This UI design. So if I change the position of my cursor here, you can see that it will immediately change in this project as well. Or let's select another object. For example, this menu, and there we go. UI design is doing something with this layer, okay? And if I select the background here, this is my account, and I switch to the other account, you can see this purple stroke, which indicates that I chose this background, okay? You can see these colors in the toolbar in order to recognize which person is selecting which object. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Now, suppose that I want to add some comments here, okay? So in the toolbar, right next to our text tool, there is another icon for commenting. So if I click on that, I can place a marker here, for example, here, and I can write a comment. For example, where is the CTA, which is call to action, okay? I can post it. I can even mention someone here, like add UI design, and this person will get an email about this comment, and he can reply to me, okay? So done. And in this account, you can see that there is a comment. So I click on that, I write, where is the CTA? I can reply, I will design it by tonight. You can also add an emoji here, pretty cool, reply, that's awesome. And here in my account, I can see the reply immediately, which is pretty fantastic. And if this problem has been solved, you can click on resolve button and this comment will be removed. So as you can see, Figma offers you plenty of features in order to collaborate with other designers without exporting your files and sending them and all those stuff. So you can instantly cooperate with others and share your ideas about your design. Alright guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Hi everyone! In this module, we're going to be talking about wireframing. Wireframing is a way to design an app or website services at the structural level. A wireframe is generally used to lay out content and functionalities on a page which take user needs and experiences into account. We can consider wireframing a graphical skeleton. Similar to the blueprint of a car, the wireframe determines the details of the whole project at the initial stage as the project description. Most beginners think that wireframing and prototyping are somehow the same. However, they are not. A wireframe is a low-fidelity design, so it does not illustrate the final appearance of the user interface. On the other hand, a prototype is a high-fidelity design and it's dynamic and interactive. Prototyping looks almost like the final product. Hi everyone! In this video we're going to be talking about user flow. User flow is a path taken by a prototypical user on an app or website to complete a task. The user flow directs them from their entry point through a set of phases towards a successful outcome and final action, such as sending a message or purchasing an item. Let me give you an example of a very simplified user flow for an e-commerce app. The user starts from the home page. From the home page, the user clicks onto a category page. Then from the category page, the user clicks on a product. And then from the product page, the user adds an item to the cart. And then from the shopping cart, the user checks out. And after that, from the checkout page, the user completes the payment. And in the end, the user can get his or her receipt. So this is how a user flow looks like. And it's very important for every project to have at least a simplified user flow. Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be talking about interactive prototype. Nowadays, prototyping is playing an increasingly vital role in the design process. So you as a UI UX designer need to know how to make a high fidelity prototype of your project in a way that it can clearly convey the message of your design and also the exact interaction you want to achieve. Not only can prototyping help you as a designer to show off your work, but also it can help developers to know how your design should be converted to code. Here are some useful tools you can use for interactive prototyping. Sketch. It can be used for simple interactive prototyping. InVision Studio. It can be used for modern and complicated interactive prototyping. Principle. It can be used for modern and detailed interactive prototyping, and so much more. For instance, you can use ProtoPie as well for advanced prototyping. Hi everyone! In this video, I'm going to talk about wireframe tools. Now that you know the importance of wireframing in UI UX design, it's time to talk about the tools which are absolutely useful for preparing your wireframe. Although some designers prefer to use standalone software for wireframing, there are designers who prefer to use web-based tools for wireframing. No matter what way you like to choose, make sure to keep your wireframing consistent. Here are some useful tools you can use for wireframing. Number 1. MicFlow. You can use micflow.com and it offers a variety of free and paid services. Number 2. Figma. You can use figma.com and it also offers free and paid services. Number 3. Sketch. It's a paid application. And last but not least, Adobe XD, which is free and you can install it on both macOS and Windows. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of this course. In this video, we're going to be talking about wireframing in Figma. As I mentioned before in previous videos, creating a low fidelity wireframe is an important task for a UI UX designer. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own wireframe using a pre-made wireframe UI kit by Figma. So first of all, I'm going to ask you to open up this URL, figma.com/templates/wireframe-kits. Okay, and on this page you can find these wireframe kits that has been designed by Figma And if you scroll down a little bit, you can get a free copy of that. So click on that and then you will see something like this. Okay, this is a pre-made wireframe UI kit which has been designed by Figma, and I'm going to show you how you can use this. So first of all, as you can see, you have 3 different pages: Start, Build Your Own, and Example. So in Start page, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that you have some information about all those components. For example, we have buttons and cards, we have navigation, we have hero sections, we have social proof, we have features left, features right, etc. Okay, then we have Build Your Own and Examples. So let's open up Build Your Own, and here you have a frame. I'm going to delete this component, and suppose that we are going to create a wireframe for a website. Okay, so first of all, we need a hero section. So I can easily go to assets, and here I have plenty of components. Okay, I have hero, I have footer, features right, features left, CTA, etc. Let's start with hero, and here I have 3 different options. I'm going to start with the first one. Let's drag and drop it here. I'm going to put it here and align it to the center. Perfect. As you can see, it's the hero center. So I can easily go to the instance section of the inspector. I can open up this drop menu, and from here I can change it to whatever I want. For instance, I can change it to hero side image right, like this. I prefer this one because I have an image as well. So let's stay with this one. Then I'm gonna increase the height size of my frame. So let's increase it a little bit to have more space to work with. Perfect. After that, I'm gonna add some features. So let's open up features right. Pretty good. And I'm gonna use this one. Fantastic. Because it's a low fidelity wireframe, you don't need to worry about all this information, all these colors. So keep it as simple as possible. Then I'm gonna add some posts. So let's open up the post section. And from here, I can use post tail like this. Of course, you can edit these texts and all these contents if you want. And after that, I'm gonna add some social proof, such as testimonial. Let's use this one. It looks great. And after that, I need to have a CTA. So let's open up CTA, and I'm gonna choose CTA center. Pretty good. I need to increase the height of my frame. So let me select it. Alright, and last but not least, I'm gonna add a footer because it's necessary to have one. So let's use this footer full. Fantastic. And that's all. So as you can see, I didn't add any navigation, but it's necessary to have one. So let's go and add one navigation. I think this navigation right is a great option, like this. Fantastic. Now I need to decrease my height size, and that's all. So now if I preview it, you can see that I have the navigation. As you can see, I have a logo, some menus at the top, then I have a registration button, and here I have my hero section, which consists of some text and a CTA and also an image. Then I have my key feature like this, and after that I present some posts, and then I have the social proof. It could be reviews, testimonials, anything. And then I have another CTA here, which is my last CTA. And after that we added a footer, okay? And here I have all the links related to my website. Alright guys, did you see how easy it is to create your own wireframe in Figma? Alright, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. So see you then.